Well, good afternoon folks, and welcome to another review video. We're back in Asia, we're in Thailand, and this is Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport, Victor Tango Bravo Sierra. This is a Payware version by somebody known as Double T. Not seen or heard of him before. It's just come out a couple of days ago. Download is 305 megabytes, and the installation into your community folder is 1 gig. Price comes out at €21.42, which equates to $24.29 US, or £17.84 UK. Those prices include tax or VAT, and of course will depend on your country of purchase. Availability currently at SIM Market, and you just download it having purchased it. There's no serial key required, just install. This is a fairly extensive project, and looks quite good. Straight off the bat, I've had a good look around this airport. There is a freeware version available on flightsim.to by somebody by the name of Blackbean. His freeware version is really quite good, and more than adequate if you don't want to buy a scenery for this particular airport. Perfectly okay. But we're currently looking at the new Payware version, and I will go into some detail. The Payware version is good. It's a big improvement on the freeware and of course the default. However, there are a lot of issues with this scenery. There's extensive use of photoreal, which kind of takes away some of the quality a bit, especially with the roads and the buildings. We'll go into that in a minute. But overall, it's a good scenery. I'm not sure it's worth the price, but we'll discuss that shortly. Okay, one thing this scenery does have is the new terminal complex you can see down here, which is a bonus. This, to be honest, isn't even shown on the latest Navigraph chart that I have, which is kind of strange, but there you go. And this is dated February 20, so either Navigraph haven't really updated them or what, I'm not sure. They always say that they're the latest, but clearly it doesn't seem to be the case in this example. However, let's have a look at some history first. Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport, Victor Tango Bravo Sierra, is also known unofficially as Bangkok Airport. It's one of the two airports serving the Bangkok metropolitan area, the other one being Don Muang International, which remains open as an operating hub for low-cost carriers. Suvarnabhumi Airport covers an area of nearly 12.5 square miles, or nearly 8,000 acres. Making it one of the biggest international airports in Southeast Asia and a regional hub for aviation. The airport's also a major cargo and air freight hub. The name Suvarnabhumi is Sanskrit for land of gold. The airport is currently the main hub for Thai Airways, Thai Smile, Bangkok Airways and Thai Vietjet Air. It also serves as the regional gateway and connecting point for various foreign carriers connecting to Asia, Oceania, Europe and Africa. Suvarnabhumi was officially opened up for limited domestic flight service on the 15th of September 2006 and opened for most domestic and all international curve services on the 28th of September that same year. The airport is on what was formerly known as Nong Agol, I'm sure I haven't pronounced that properly, or Cobra Swamp, and is about 16 miles or 25 kilometers from downtown Bangkok. Terminal building was designed by Helmut John Murphy of Jan Architects. The airport had the world's tallest freestanding control tower, 434 feet or 132 meters, from 2006 to 2014, and the world's fourth largest single building airport terminal, over 6 million square feet or 563,000 square meters. Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport is the 17th busiest airport in the world, having handled over 60 million passengers in 2017. It's also a major air cargo hub and has a total of over 95 airlines operating. This is, of course, before COVID. The airport inherited the airport code Bravo Kilo Kilo from the former Don Muang after that previous airport ceased international commercial flights. The motorway number 7 connects the airport, Bangkok and the heavily industrialised eastern seaboard of Thailand, where most export manufacturing takes place. Months after its opening, issues of congestion, construction quality, signage, provision of facilities and soil subsidence continued to plague the airport project prompting calls to reopen Don Muang to allow for repairs to be made. Expert opinions varied widely on the extent of the airport's problems, as well as their root cause. Most airlines stated that the damage to the airport was minimal. Then the Thai Prime Minister reopened Don Muang for domestic flights on a voluntary basis in February 2007, and 71 weekly flights moved back initially, but no international flights. Runways. Bangkok Suvarnabhumi has two main airport runways. Runways at 19 left, 01 right is 13,123 feet long, or 4,000 meters, and is made from an asphalt concrete mixture. This runway has approach lighting system with flashing lights version 2 and precision approach path indicators. This runway is also full ILS capability equipped, certified to category 2, and there are also RN pre-approach options available too. Now, as you can see, I've lowered the light level here, and we're looking at runway 19 left, and you can see that unfortunately it's not exactly as per the charts. The lighting is not ALSF2, it's HIRL1, or High Intensity Runway Lighting version 1. There are no strobes. It does, however, have the PAPIs, and they've also added runway end identifier lighting too, and centerline lighting. So we're sort of halfway there, but the strobes are missing. Personally, I'd like to see the strobes there. They are available in the sim. They're done at other airports I've looked at. Just an update on the runway usage from February this year, which is obviously the month I'm doing this review. 19 left, 01 right. Because of construction works on a third runway, which is underway at the moment, the landing and takeoff pattern has changed. 19 left is primarily in use and used for all landings and domestic takeoffs. 01 right, all domestic landings and all takeoffs, obviously subject to wind direction. Runway 01 left, 19 right has the same pattern change, 19 right being only used for takeoffs with no landings. 01 left only for landings, no takeoffs. Obviously this is all subject to change and local conditions, but that's generally what it is. And here we are looking at runway 19 right, which is 12,139 feet long, or 3,700 meters, and is also made from the same asphalt concrete mix. As per the other runway, it also has approach lighting system with flashing lights, strobes and precision approach path indicators. It's also full ILS capability equipped, certified to category 2, and also has RMP approaches. And again, as you can see, no strobe lighting, so we've got the standard high intensity runway lighting system with the runway end identifier lights, but we do have the PAPIs, and again we have centerline lights. So centerline lights, runway end identifier lights are not on the charts, but they've been added, that's fine. And the approach lighting is perfectly adequate. This exists all four ends of each of the two runways. The only thing that's missing is the strobes, which should be on all of the runways as well. So that was just some history for you about the airport, which obviously is still undergoing construction. Nice to see the new terminal. Be interesting to see where the new runway is going to be, but we can have a look at that. So let's have a look at probably the most attractive part of this scenery is the terminal design. As you can see here, we're looking at the end of one of the terminal piers. The design and creativity here is really nice. They've got jetways with the right advertising on them. Here's the end of the terminal with the misted glass, and you can see inside, and there is some internal development. We're going to have a look at that in a bit. Here you can see the roadway, and the general markings in this view look really quite good. And of course at the lower end you've got this illusion here of buildings and offices at the bottom of the terminal pier. But the whole frame construction is as per the real world and looks really good. It's been very well done. Here we are looking at one of the jetways. They are animated and they do work, which is really, really nice. And again, if you look at the ramp here, generally the quality, you've got tyre marks and wet marks on the ramp. It's weathered, it all looks really quite good. Jetways here look real. Got the doorway and you've got the stairs going down to the ramp that would be used by the dispatcher. And you've got other stairways and bits and pieces. There is plenty of ground clutter on some of the other stands, and we'll have a look as we go along. So let's just do a quick tour. As you can see, it looks really good. The quality is excellent. Very impressive. And here, of course, as we just traverse across the ramp from airside, you can see the illusion inside the building. The glass and the structure of the building looks really good. Quality is excellent. The texturing on it is good too. And here we come across the sort of the main terminal. Now, okay, these stands look a little bit sort of devoid of ground clutter, which is a pity, but not all of it's like this. But what is important is you've got the detail on the stands look really good, and the other thing to mention, which we'll see shortly, this looks really good in low light. At dusk and night time looks very good. So this is the main terminal. No inside development in the terminal, unfortunately, and it looks reasonable at night time, but we'll look at that shortly. Let's just go up a little bit. You can see you've got the panels on the roof there, which is important. And as we traverse across here, you can see the taxiway markings and stand markings are all nice and clear, so you shouldn't have much trouble finding your way around here. So we've got some stand clutter there. We'll just have a look on the other side of this pier. So here we are, looks a little bit more cluttered. Yeah, a little bit more going on here, as you can see, because we've got models sitting on the airport. We've got a little bit of ground traffic. Very nice. Ground markings look good. It looks really quite good in the daylight. So we are looking towards the central area, and there you can see the tallest control tower, 434 feet. Let's go and have a close look at the main terminal from landside, and what I will do at the end is we'll go inside the terminal structure here, the stand structure, so you can have a look at what's being developed. So here we are coming along to the upper landside road, the departures level. Looks nice. A real pity that there's no traffic or cars anywhere. And one thing I did notice, or two things really. As you can see, the departure boards, the detailing is upside down and the wrong way round, which needs to be corrected. I mean, this is the same on every board all the way down here. And the other thing to notice there, you can see entry into the terminal from landside, which is as you'd expect. However, it's blocked with this here, so you can't actually get into it. So this is a little bit of a mistake that probably needs to be corrected. But again, these are nitpickings really, but they're little things that probably really should have been picked up when they were being designed. But just my theory, as it were. Having said that, as you can see, look, the detailing here landside is really quite nice, and those other little signs there down to the left look great. The terminal structure is really well done. Weathered concrete looks very, very good. Let's go down to lower level. Okay, lower level looks good. You've got the same little block preventing access to the terminal there. The hoarding signs are quite nice. Very nice. Again, would be nice to see some traffic. I've got traffic switched on, but there's nothing here, unfortunately. But as you can see, the concrete stanchions there look really good, weathered. Trees look nice. Just a very nice ambience of the place, which looks good. We'll go back up again. So here we are. Now here you can see a lot of use of this kind of low resolution photo reel, which is a pity. Would have been nice to see it developed a bit better. There's our big tall control tower. Car parks there in the central area. And the buildings look quite nice too. They do light up and look a bit better at night time. So here you've got this lovely car park, everything adjacent to the terminal, but they've stuck it all on low resolution ground texture. Look, no attempt to develop this into a proper mapping at all. They've just stuck the car park there as a ground texture, and they've done the same there, which kind of spoils the effect in my opinion. It's really real pity they didn't go the extra mile to do that. And there you can see you've got two landside car parks, multi-storey car parks, which look nice, but again there are no cars in them. I just find that really strange. Another car out in the grass there. The sign on the airport there looks good. I was to say the building structure in general looks fine. Trees, and the whole place looks really nice. They just didn't go the extra mile to make it look better. It's just a real pity in my opinion. Well, the buildings are quite good. They're fairly basic. You've got this painting here on the side that gives the illusion of things going on inside. I mean, it's okay, but it's really just kind of photo strapped on a building. It's okay. It's fine. Maybe because I've seen too many sceneries where they've done a lot of work, and some people's attempt to do the same thing and it doesn't come off, in my opinion. But there you go. But the central area looks quite nice, perfectly acceptable. As I say, my only real bugbear is that the whole place is placed on a photo reel texture, on a photo reel ground. Would have been nice, really, to see this area here developed in the same way that these roads have, and the tarmac area. Proper car park with the cars in them. Slightly more detailed multi-storey car parks with some cars in them, and again the other thing that's missing from these roads are the road signs. If any of you have seen my recent review of the same airport for P3D by AA Sceneries, he's got road signs and traffic and everything going up here. And the other major big drawback that for me would have really made an effect on this scenery is got the aerotrain is missing. Here you've got the aerotrain that comes into the station. Station's about here. Again, in the Bangkok scenery for P3D that's been released, he's got here the aerotrain fully animated. It looks really good, and lots of road signs on this highway. Two other little bugbears of mine. One, you've got problems here with the way the roads are. This really hasn't been looked at very well, and as if sort of having the aerotrain missing and just a photo reel excuse for a railway there wasn't bad enough. They've done the two roads going out of the airport, but they've stopped halfway, and as you can see the rest of the airport carries on to the edge. Lots of development, but these two roads have stopped, and it's a bit of a showstopper for me, because you really shouldn't be able to see that, and it does look a bit worse as you get dark. So that's a real pity. But as we travel down, the buildings on the airport, as you can see, the quality is perfectly acceptable. As you see also, the photo reel roads come up quite well. It really would have been great to see these developed into proper models. because as you get down further down here, look, you see the roads, the river cuts right through the road, which does not look good at all. Kind of spoils the whole effect. And you would see this coming in for a landing at this part of the airport. I mean, that's a real pity. Too much photoreal, and this is the problem you get, really. But looking across the airport there, you can see the buildings look great. No problems at all with them. Let's come down a bit lower and have a look at this. I mean, the photoreal doesn't look too bad. It obviously looks better the further away you are from it. But you know, the airport itself in the central area that we've just seen looks brilliant. But it seems that they've really not paid that much attention to the outer lying regions of the airport perimeter, and this is still within the airport boundary. They've just left it photoreal, and it really does kind of spoil the effect for me. But there, as you see, as you climb away from it, the photoreal looks a little bit better. And there in the centre there, you can see here is the blast screen. This is where they take aircraft to do engine run-up tests. And just a quick look at the tie hanger there. It looks really nice. Done a nice job on that. No animations, nothing inside it, but there you go. So as you can see, as you get a little bit higher, this part of the airport that sits on a photoreal map doesn't look too bad as you get really high up. So this is the main cargo terminal here. And we'll get down and have a look from airside. As you can see, buildings look fine, perfectly acceptable. Well, they look okay, not much in the way of detail. We've got the obviously the signage on there, and you've got a weathered building, but really not too much at all. Perfectly acceptable, however. So I did say we would have a look inside here, and we will through the glass. So as you can see, you've got some development there. You've got the travelators, got some signage there. Wonder if they're the right way round. Yes, they are. Except that we wouldn't have EasyJet here, unfortunately. But there you can see you've got quite a nice effect where the way the glass is, and you've got this illusion of little shops and things here. So here you've got some basic seating, which looks okay. And of course, one thing I did notice, they still have problems with the signs. These ones are the right way round, these are the wrong way round. Again, these are little details that really should be picked up by developers who know their stuff. And here you've got this little illusion, little effect that you've got this shoe shop here. And they seem to have them all over the place. Not much variety in the shops, unfortunately. So just have a little quick look down this finger, because you've got the stairway, something different. Got the upper level here. And again, the same type of shops. A little bit of seating. And a slightly different shop there for a change. You know, it's fine, doesn't look too bad, but just silly mistakes with the signage. But that's okay. And again, you've got the sort of stairwell thing there, which it doesn't quite work. If you go one side there, the steps bit, it seems to go missing. If you come back this way, not really sure why that doesn't work the way it does, but again, it's not properly finished, which is a pity. However, again, looking outside the glass, the illusion is really, really nice. So before we go into the night mode, a quick look at the new terminal construction here. As you can see, stands and everything, jetways working. The front of the terminal is basically just a facade. There's no internal development in this, but from the photographs I managed to find online, this is pretty accurate. Okay, so there's the central area. I had a good look during the day. Lots of places around here. The airport itself looks reasonably good. Lots of little issues that I think need sorting out. So let's have a look at dusk now. Have a look at the lighting, see how it comes up. Okay, so here we are, 6:30 in the evening, local time. Sun's going down, and as you can see, like most airports, this place really comes to life a lot more when you turn the lights down. So let's get down, have a close look at the stands, the terminal structure, and see what the lighting does to how this airport looks. So here we are at ground level in the central area, and as you can see, you've got that lovely illusion the way you look in through the glass there to the inside of the terminal. We'll have a quick look inside so you can see how well lit it is. So there you can see the lighting's really come to life inside the terminal. The lighting's excellent. It all looks really nice. Still have the lovely glass effect, which is really impressive. It's one of the things I really like about this airport. Very, very well done. So as we're outside again, as you can see, one of the things I really like, and I've said this a lot, the lights are really good. They're bright, very bright actually, and they light up the area that they're directly under, which is perfectly good. Stand lighting looks really excellent. Interesting thing is that those lights are so strong, they provide the light for the whole area. No additional lower lighting needed really. But as you can see, very, very nicely done. The effect on the building is good as well. You can see partially in through the glass. This is probably the nicest thing about this scenery. It's very, very nice the way the lighting has been done. And it's true of many sceneries. One of the good things about the new simulator. And again, if you look to the right there, the ramp is nicely lit. You've got the green centre taxiway lines as well, and the lights, which make this perfectly okay. Now, as we get close to the main terminal here, you can see basically it looks a little bit cartoonish. It's been lit, but to me it looks a bit cartoonish, especially the closer you get. And there, if you look down there, you can see through the glass into the terminal this side, the walkways. But as you can see, we get close to the building. Structure looks fine, but you've got this illusion of things going on inside, which kind of looks a little bit cartoonish to me. And here we are inside, and no development, as I said. We'll get out to landside, have a look at the lighting. It looks perfectly acceptable and adequate out here outside. There's the multi-story car park, and you've got this unique little structure here where they come out from the top and come across. And again, you've got the walls in the way that stop people actually making the trip, so to speak. Now these are the signs outside the terminal. Again, if you look to the right, you can see how cartoonish that looks. It looks overly bright to me. Doesn't really produce the effect that we're looking for. And the other thing is, all of these departure signs are only on one side, and as you can see, although they are lit, they're upside down and the wrong way round. So looking down on the car park there, you've got adequate lighting, and to be honest, the photoreal scenery doesn't look quite so bad when in the low light, because of the way the central area is lit, which is good. It's a big improvement. So just a further look at the central area there with the buildings. You've got the multi-story car park below us, and the control tower building. Again, you've got this kind of cartoonish lighting here, and you've got this kind of lighting on the control tower. Nothing inside the tower, unfortunately, no development at all. But this looks okay, certainly from this distance. And here, as I said before, they've only done the roads to a certain length, and at the night time, because the roads are lit and the rest of it isn't, you get to see where it stops, and this is a bit of a showstopper really. But again, it would have been nice to have some lit road signs up here. Really would improve it. Don't know if the guy's looking to do another version or to do an upgrade, but there are lots of things worth doing at this airport to make it really special. Just a little pullback from the central area there, from the main terminal there. You can see the sign on the building, which is just about lit enough, I think, really. But again, from this position, the airport looks beautiful, especially there. See, the roads look really nice the way they're lit. The central area looks lovely. It's just a real pity it's not been continued. They've really kind of stopped short. Done a lot of attention to the central area. Some of it's missing. Most of it looks really good, especially in the low light. But as you go down the roads, there you go. See, they stop right there, which is a pity. Spin across to the cargo side here. There you've got cars landside there with photo reel. They're not lit at all, can't really see them. And as we come away from the cargo building there, you can see lots of other little buildings in the centre there that are nicely lit. However, cargo stands are lit, but the buildings aren't. And trust me, when you go to darkness, you can't see these buildings at all. Really don't know why that is. What the thinking was behind that. So here we travel across the Thai hangar, and as you can see, the ramp, taxiway lighting's good, and a little bit of lighting inside the hangar there, and a little bit of lighting here, which makes this area look really a lot better. That building looks quite good. It's one of the examples of where the work they've done here doesn't look cartoonish. It looks quite a lot better than, for example, this or the main terminal. But little touches here and there to the outlying buildings which make it look quite nice. And they're looking towards the cargo terminal and the runway. You can see the same kind of lighting has been applied to some of the buildings, which makes all the difference. So we just do a slow track across the taxiways here so you can look at the ground markings and the ground lighting as we move to the new terminal complex. As you can see, stands are fine, and you've got markings as well, taxiway signs and things which look good. Now, as I said before, there's no internal development in this building. This is all, the lighting here is done by way of an illusion here. But as I said, perfectly acceptable. If you want to park up at this new terminal, you've got everything you need. Looks really nice. So here we're looking at the entrance to runway 01 left. As you can see, things are pretty dark. I mean, you've got your green centerline lights, so you should be able to find your way out to here. Now, at the real airport, they have wigwag lighting. And for those of you who don't know what wigwags are, they're flashing orange, intermittent orange lights that flash either side of the entrance to a live runway to warn the pilot that the runway is live and active. We call them wigwags. At the real airport, I've checked with a person who lives in Thailand and knows the airport, and there should be wigwags here, but they're not, unfortunately. They do, however, have the windsocks. Now, the windsocks are supposed to be lighted. As you can see, you've got the light dome here, but unfortunately no lighting is on at the moment. So here we are looking at runway 01 right threshold. Again, you've got the green centerline lighting and the signs either side, but no wigwags, which there should be. And again, you've got the windsock, but it's not lit when it should be. So a quick traverse down the runway. As you can see, you've got centerline lighting, so there's not really going to be a problem after landing for you to find your way off this runway. As you can see, here we are, runway 19 left, which is the preferred runway at the moment. One thing I did notice, you've got taxiway signs here for this entry point, but this entry point they've not been applied. So just another little mistake that has been missed and should have been picked up when this area thing was being developed. And again there you've got the windsock, which is supposed to be lit but it's not. So there you go, let's quickly reduce it to night time and see what the effect is. So 10 PM local time, obviously properly dark now, and as you can see, looking at the central area, all of the stands everywhere is really nicely lit. Again, as I said, you're going to have no problem taxiing around and finding your way around this airport. Everything is beautifully lit. It's probably the best thing about this scenery product is they've done really well, made a really good attention to detail in the lighting. Some of the buildings, unfortunately, in the darkness with their lighting effects look a lot cartoonish. Here, for example, and here the main terminal, just two examples. But there you also get a good look at the blue runway edge lighting, and you can see plenty of lighting along the airport, which looks really good. Well, as you can see there, the road has been done and lit up all the way down to sort of this point where it stops, and of course the road continues along here out of the airport, and it's not been done. That's a bit of a problem for me. It's a real pity that it can go that far. But there you are, looking at the Thai building, the hangar there with the area, all of it looks good. No problem with that at all. But here you can see the cargo building, but as I said before, you can just about see it. The only reason you can see some of it is because of the shadow cast by these lights and the sign there. The building itself is completely back, can't see a thing, all except these lights on the top. It's a real pity that that's completely dark. So you're looking at that end, you can't see any of the detail. Okay, your stands are available and you can taxi to them because there's enough lighting to get you there. But the building itself is, well, can't see it. So there you go. Looks really, it's a nice airport and it looks really good. Let's bring it up to dawn and just have a look at the lighting at dawn. So 6:30 in the morning, there we are looking across the central area, and to look at the general lighting as the sun comes up. Now you can see the cargo building becomes visible, and overall that looks very nice. No complaints about that. The central area, as you can see, is very well lit. Let's bring it up a bit more. So here we are, 7 AM, just after 7 AM in the morning, half an hour later or so, and all the lighting has been turned off, but as you can see the airport looks pretty good. So there you go, Suvarnabhumi International Airport in Bangkok, a new Payware scenery by Double T. So as I said, this is for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Download is 305 megs, installs at 1 gig. What do I think? Yeah, okay, this is the best version of this airport for Flight Simulator 2020 so far. The freeware version is fine, more than acceptable, and obviously updates the default, makes it look better than it does. And if you're not interested in paying money for an airport you want to fly into or from, that's a perfectly acceptable option. Blackbean's done a good job. It's a lovely place. I've flown out of it myself. This is the first Payware version that's been developed for Flight Sim 2020. Do I like it? Well, I have mixed feelings. It's very, very good in so many ways, but it's also there's so much missing from it that should have been picked up during the development. There's a lot of use of photo scenery, and at this height and elevation it looks fine, but as you get closer it doesn't look so good. The central area is a huge part of this airport here, but the car parks are all low resolution. The multi-story car park has no cars in it. The lighting's not great there. There are places where it's missing. Some of the buildings look really cartoonish, especially the main terminal when you lower the lights down. But what I do like about it is the passenger, the gate piers look fantastic during the day and during the night. Been some development inside which looks really nice, perfectly acceptable, but it would be nice to have the signs the right way round and to have those roadblocks out of the way for the entrance to the building. These are little things that really should have been picked up during the development. I always look at navigational aids with the runways, and again this airport doesn't have the right aids. But for the simulator pilot, everything you need to get you into this airport safely on a landing phase is there. You've got lighting, PAPIs, full ILS equipped to category 2, and that all works, so that's fine. It's just unfortunately not as per the charts. And the other problem I have is, see, they've developed the road out of the central area, and it's stopped right there. And they've also, as you can see, done some development here off airport, but they've stopped right there where the river is. And you get this strange effect where the river crosses the road, which is a bit unusual. Lighting on the cargo terminal was just about adequate. You can't see the building in the darkness when it's totally dark. But yeah, so this is, as I said, this is the best Payware Bangkok International Airport we've got so far. Do I think it's worth the price? No, I don't, unfortunately. 21 euros is way too much. I'd expect to pay around 16 euros 90, 16 euros 90 or thereabouts for this, because of the lack of work and because of the errors in it, I think, really. As I said, the best thing about this airport is the central terminal part here, which looks really good, especially in the low light darkness. And of course you've got the new terminal installed, which actually isn't even on the current Navigraph charts yet. Maybe Navigraph to see whether they've got the latest charts available, I don't know. But if you want the best airport for Bangkok so far for Flight Sim 2020, obviously this is it. It's not perfect, but it's good. They've done a nice job on so much of it, and they've missed out so much, which is unfortunate in my opinion. And that's what unfortunately makes it not worth the price for me. But just to let you know, I did buy this at 21 euros. It wasn't given to me for review. I bought it off Sim Market, and I will use it. I will fly into it and fly in and out of it. It looks great. It's good enough for me to use. But at this price, you may not, or you may want to wait to see if they update it or improve it. Whether or not they look at this review and have a go at some of the things I've mentioned, I don't know. Anyhow, thank you very much for joining me. I'm sorry it's been such a long review, but there was plenty to look at here and plenty to make you aware of. So this is Lee, Virtual Airline Pilot, finishing up another review in Asia. This is Bangkok International in Thailand by Double T, the developer. Available on Sim Market now, and no serial key required as well. That's a plus. Just install it and away you go, which is great. So thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you again in the next video. Look out for a couple more coming out this week too. This is Lee saying bye for now. Thank you very much.